All righty, take two. Let's try this again. Hello, incredible evening, everyone. Incredible evening. All right, let's. All right. Uh. Oh, so remove the video, but it's showing like it's a question to everybody else. Okay. So, okay, I'm looking at some of the comments on the post that I made. Maybe it's just these regular styles because, yeah, Gucci is so crazy. So we're going to sublimate onto some baby bodysuits, i.e. onesies. I can't put onesies in the title, copyright, I mean, trademark reasons, but we're going to do some infant bodysuits. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take you guys to my heat press. I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365. We are the parent company of Silaholics Anonymous, which is my platform and my business where I teach you guys how to design and use Silhouette Studio and the Cameo and Portrait machines, just a whole Silhouette family of machines. We also are the home and the owners of the Honestly Speaking brand, which we currently carry Sublimation ink, Sublimation paper, pigment ink, the chips, resetters, and a few other things. On our website, shop.hsink365.com. If you don't know, with our paper as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. Yes, I said 30 seconds, 365 degrees. Gone are the days of 400 degrees, 60 seconds. All right. So we're going to, like I said, sublimate onto these. This is my second time having to do it. I did not care for the quality of the first one, which I will show you guys in just a moment. I am going to press a sample, like a scrap piece of fabric, just so that you can see the difference in why I personally don't prefer it. Now, some people will live and breathe and die by the Cricut brand. I've used them before. I did a video once before. I personally don't really care for how colors look on it. To me, it's not as bright and popping as some of my other shirts that have more of like a semi-gloss. The ones I use to me aren't super shiny at all. They have more of a semi-gloss feel to it. I much prefer those. I think it just comes out so much better on those. And to me, the edges of things aren't as crisp. Now, this is my experience with them. If you've experienced others and you're okay with the quality of it, that's on you. That's great. But for me and the quality that I prefer, Cricut just doesn't do it for me. But unfortunately, they were the only ones that had the baseball or regular style onesies, and I needed them for an order. So that's what I had to go with. I will be on the hunt for someone else that has the regular style onesies in full on polyester, but this is what I have to use today. So I'm going to share with you guys some tips and things when it comes to onesies. I've done a video before. I don't think I put it back up when I removed all of my videos, but I've done a video before with some tips and things on onesies because of the collar and like the extra bulk on it. These particular ones are more like a shirt at the top, but because they don't fully fit on they don't fall off of the platen, you still want to use the same methods. So we're going to go over all of that. If this is something that you're interested in, hit the thumbs up, hit that share button and share it out. This is something I'm pretty sure all of us who do sublimation, if you're doing any type of apparel, you'll come across this with having to do smaller people shirts. And this is for any kid shirts. I use this method where I'm basically going to use a pressing pillow to help me get better results. And I should have grabbed my real pressing pillows. I just realized I cut up my piece of foam for no reason. I actually have a pressing pillow that would fit perfectly, but oh well. I'm just also teaching you guys like a DIY way. My phone just went dead, so I can't even share it out. If you guys could go ahead and share it out for me. Someone says I don't like cricket shirts either. So incredible evening, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. All right, so for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and press it. 365 degrees, 30 seconds. Ooh, I need a little bit more pressure. So let's turn that pressure up a little bit. I'm looking for a 1. Still not quite a 1, but hopefully it still presses. I'm gonna let it go for a little bit longer. I mean, let me see. I can't move my bottom one, so it should still be just enough pressure. With our paper, you really don't need a lot of pressure. That's the beauty of like our paper. Okay, that's nice that you would rather do that, but this is my opinion. This is my experience with them. I personally love Team 365 and Sports Tech shirts. I'm just not a fan. Everyone has their preferences. Some people say their customers don't like the shiny shirts. My customers love the feel of them. They've never had an issue, maybe because I don't give them an option, but we all have difference of opinions. This is just mine. I personally don't care for them, and I'm just going to show the differences in the two as to why I don't care for it. Okay, so there's that, and there's that one, right? Okay, so I've already done one earlier, and what drove me crazy is I never have to lint brush. I never lint brush. I don't pre-press real. I don't have to put any type of paper. Now with this one, you have to, I think just because of the black on here, but I don't do any of those things, right? But with this, when I pressed it earlier, not sure, see, it's going to get really dark. Oh, hold on. Not sure if you guys see, I'm blocking the light. So you might, and it's like, it's nighttime now, so you might not be able to catch it. But there's a bunch of lint on there. And then when I'm trying to put this a little bit towards, okay, you see how the ink kind of spreads in between the letters? To me, that's not sharp at all. Whereas with this, we don't have that. There's no let me see. I hate the fact that okay, I'm gonna hold it here, but I want you to see what it looks like in between the letters and just the clarity of it. And then when you're looking at that, but to me, for these around the edges, it's blurred. It's not sharp to me. So for me and the quality that I prefer, this just doesn't work for me, but it has to work now because it's the only option other than vinyl. So I'm going to show it on this side. It's just a difference in quality for me. The edges are blurred. I just don't really care for it. Okay. So that was just kind of an example of the two. I did change this design of it. And then this is the other thing that I did not care for with this one, which I know it's pretty much because this has black on it. But when I press this, doing front and back, look what it did right here. So I have to put something on the inside because I'm not sure if you guys can really see because the lighting is horrible. You see that little yellow ring right there? That is from where this was on here like this. And then you pressed it and it transferred. Because I'm so used to not putting anything in between the shirt, this ended up being a sacrificial lamb because now I know that with these, I have to put something in the middle. Okay. So this was a big no for me. And I'm trying to so you guys don't see the name in there, but it has the whole impression where the threads are and everything. So that was just a big old no for me. And I just hate the lighting over here to where I feel like I can't get y'all to see. I'm going to take a picture and post. Oh, you know what? Duh, I have a picture. Duh, Shakia. I have a picture. Hold on. Un momento. We're going to come over here And we're going to copy image and we're going to paste it in Silhouette Studio. I'm going to share my screen and then you guys can see that kind of up close because the lighting in here is just not cute. All right, share screen. Let's share my Silhouette screen. And then we're going to, oh wait, you guys can't see it yet. There we go. All right. Do y'all see that? I was like, oh, heck no. But I've had that happen with regular Cricut shirts as well. When the heat finals in the bubble and I made those shirts, I had to repress them. Like one pressed really well, the other one didn't. It was very inconsistent, but then your girl is like really, really dope on lining it back up. And I put it back on there and then I pressed it again and it was like so fire the second time around. But their shirts are a little too inconsistent for me. I don't lint brush. So I was like, okay, well, it's not there. I'm like 365. I'm like, okay, let's just roll with it. Oh, hunte, this definitely needs to be lint brushed. I lint brushed it once. I was like, okay, let me take this one off. Did it a second time, and it was still on it. So I'm gonna lint brush this one. I've lint brushed this second bodysuit 3 times already. I'm gonna do it again because I just don't trust it. Because I can't. That quality right there just does not work for me. Okay. So yeah, this was just a hotmess.com all the way around. All right. So now we're gonna go ahead and go back over to the heat press. And we're gonna talk about some tips when little people clothes. So it's not just onesies, little people. You have actual pressing pillows. I do have some. I forgot to go get it. Or you can just use regular old green foam. I buy it off the roll at Joann's, and I just kind of cut this little piece out to fit basically where your design is going to go. Wherever your design is going to go at is where you're going to want to, how big you're going to make it. It defeats the purpose to have one make it where it's one even surface. Yes, it'll kind of sink down into it, but the ultimate goal is to have it with, like, at least especially if I'm doing just the front, I normally have it like where the armpits are beneath it, like where everything else can kind of be flat on the heat press, and I'm just pressing on this section. If it's like a regular shirt, I try and use an even smaller piece. I really try and make it fit whatever, like the size of the design that I'm using, like I'm pressing. And then same thing like for the back. Now, when you're going to do the back, because I want this up pretty high, because this is, and that was still my fault too, because I forgot to put this in the middle. Because the front collar sits here, you want to put inside something that has some thickness to it, not just butcher paper, because you're still going to get that impression through the back, which I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on this one because I kind of have it covered up, but you can see it like just the color right there where the impression is of the collar. Some sort of pressing pillow inside as a barrier. If you don't have a pressing pillow, you can take like a flat sheet, or like, well, for a baby one, you want to put maybe like fold up a pillowcase to where it has a little bit of thickness, just so it can create a little bit of thickness, and everything else will lay flat. But pressing pillows, of course, will work best. All right. So I'm going to lint brush this back again. My gosh, and this is why I am a creature of habit, because it's harder. And here's that. It's a lot of lint. This is the third one. I don't like to have to change stuff, which is it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? Because I was told that when I first came out with our paper, some people didn't want to try it because they had just like maybe figured out the right settings for the paper they were using and getting great results. So here I come talking about 365, 30 seconds. So, give or take, you may have to adjust a little bit. And they're like, man, I don't have time for this. Not wanting to try something new. But then once they did, they loved it. So, I mean, I try not to be so close-minded, but this is not it for me, honey. I'm a creature of habit, and I like a certain brand What works for me works for me. I am also one where I never look for the whole, like when I'm looking for shirts or people are, asking for shirt recommendations. They'll inbox me, they'll post it. Oh, Shakia, where can I find a shirt that is more like cotton? Like, I don't know, I can't help you because I don't look for shirts like that. To me, polyester is not meant to look and feel like cotton. Like, it's just not. So I don't look for shirts. I don't buy shirts that feel like cotton, look like cotton. I don't really care for the super, super shiny ones. So I like the shirts that I have. I feel like they're more of a semi-gloss and they're not too shiny. So those are the shirts that I like. I can never, ever, ever give you any advice on which shirts are cotton like. I don't like when people say, oh, we made this like cotton. Well, it's polyester. It's supposed to be like cotton. Okay? That's just my thoughts and my feelings on it. It ain't supposed to be like cotton. All right. So now this appears to be somewhat clear. Lord, let it be clear. So now I didn't have an issue with any of the colors bleeding through, but this piece right here did press. So I want to put this on the inside. Now, if it was just a regular white one, I wouldn't put this on the inside. Like, just to do the front, I normally just lay my smallest shirt on top and then just press. But I do have to do front and back. But like I said, if it was white, I wouldn't. But with the color on here and me now knowing that it leaves a yellow mark, I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. I know that this is not dye. This can't be polyester because, well, I don't know. The yellow didn't transfer, but I think the threads are polyester. The black threads. Reason why I say that is the color transferred. So whenever you have colored polyester, it bleeds. Once anything that has color to it and it's polyester, once you heat it up, it is going to release that dye again. So that's why we have it's black here. So that I think just the threads are polyester. The fact that this is yellow, this is just regular like ink because it wouldn't have transferred yellow. It would have been black. So I don't think this part is polyester, but the threads definitely are. I get my Team 365 shirts from Jiffy. I like Team 365. My customers prefer this style. When I 21 with the J21 shirts, from my experience, they fray in front over a period of time. I don't know if Cricket always sold the Reglan shirt bodysuits or onesies, but yeah, I'm not sure. No, it's not. It's some marks on there. I think it's more so the light. But I'm actually going to have my brother-in-law sew me a cover because what do people call stalls want too much for the cover. But it's actually some spots on there. It's like, let me see if I pull it out. It's one right there. And right there. And then there's one right here. So it's not completely clean. All right. This is in here now. I still want to try and keep it where, the majority of it is not quite on the collar. But again, I also don't want my collar to. Oh, wait. I just thought about something. Unfortunately, because this bleeds at the top, I have to put butcher paper. I have to put some type of barrier in here. That kind of sucks. I just thought about that. So see me, I'm not used to all this. Having to put extra paper in here. I don't like this. This is not my experience. For the past 2 years with HS Ink products, I don't have to do all this extra stuff. So it's putting me a little bit out of my comfort zone with having to do so many precautions. Because if it go like that, it's going to stain the green foam because that foam is a synthetic fiber. It's like a polyester. So I cannot let the ink get on there. Okay, I've touched this way too many times, so we're gonna just brush this again. All right, and let me grab my print. which I did not cut down. So as always, especially if it's not going to come off the edges, we always want to cut down our sheets and cut off the edges, because you could potentially have ink on it from your printer, and we don't want to get some phantom lines that we don't see, and then all of a sudden we see ink on our substrate. So if you want, we can fold this in half and find the center. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I'm going to go up just a little bit. One of the things I absolutely dislike is when people kind of take designs all the way down, right? Because yes, it's flat here, but this goes underneath the baby. So really from here, where their leg sockets are, this is underneath the crotch. So when people go, they do the whole thing and they have the name down here. I'm like, the name is going to be underneath the crotch. So I like to kind of go a little bit above that to where it's like maybe sit right at their waistline. So if this is like the leg, right there in like the little indenture part, come up a little bit. So I really don't like for my designs to kind of go past this point. So we're going to pull this up just a little. I made this a little bit too long because I did resize it after I did this one. This one is actually kind of perfect, but I end up resizing it. Don't ask me why. So see, that falls right where I need that to be at. But this one is okay. They're using it just for pictures, I think. But normally, I don't have anything major design-wise. Now, if it's a pattern, of course, it can go down there. But any information, I try not to go like thinking about their waistline, because what if they put on pants with it or a skirt or a tutu, and I don't want their names and stuff to be cut off. If it's a birthday shirt, my one normally sits up here. Don't do it down here, okay? But this is more so just picture purposes, so I'm not really worried about this. And we're going to go ahead and press. Now, typically, I don't put anything on top. I'm a little afraid of this onesie, and I'm thinking I should probably put something on top. I normally, but I don't trust this shirt. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put something on top because I don't even trust it. So we're gonna put that on top. As Tabitha Brown would say, like that. Then we're going to press. Still 365. I'm probably gonna do like 32 seconds because we have the heat barrier. I am using parchment paper, which is not as thick as butcher paper, so it should still be fine as far as getting full saturation. But I am going to let it sit, after it beeps, maybe like, a good like 2 clicks, 2 beats, so that I make sure all of the ink transfers. Can you get replacement mats for heat presses? Yes, you can. The Hottronics one, you cannot. But additional heat presses, yes, you can. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 6 seconds just to be on the safe side. All right. There we go. I don't feel like it snatched enough of the ink, but it still looks great. Okay, I could have went over just a little bit, but it's okay. Yeah, because I went by the feet instead of by the word, so it could have gone over just a little bit more, but that's fine. And then now we're going to take this out, switch it to the back. Still leaving the ends off of the edge of the press because this has the little buckles on it. If you're doing a full design, definitely use a full-on pressing pillow. That way, where the snaps are, they swoosh into the pressing pillow, and you get a more even press, and you'll get a better result around. If this was all white, you'll get a better result around the snaps, and it won't ghost. Okay. So we're going to pull this up some because I want my name to kind of sit right in here. We're going to lint brush the heck out of this. My gosh, my gosh. Yo, and I lint brushes. Look at all of that. Why do these shirts collect so much lint? This will slow down production. Like, I could not imagine having to do a bunch of these and having to lint brush. This is why I chose the paper that I chose to represent our brand, because it didn't require all of this. So if I have to use Cricut stuff, I'm gonna limit how many orders I take for onesies, because this is not the life. All right. We're going to put this here. I'm just going to check my spacing real quick. One finger, one finger. All right, we're going to put that down like that. Put this over the top because I don't trust this at all. All right, and go ahead and press this for 30 to 35 seconds. With Cricut shirts, I always have to put butcher paper in the inside. Ooh. I think the last time I did, it's been a while. After the last, I have a couple of them, but I prefer not to use them. I give them away like if it's for free, like my nieces, my cousins, then I'll use them, but it's not something that I prefer to use. So I'm not going to take this off here. Because I don't want you guys to see the last name. Even though, you guys may not know who it is. I don't know who might be watching and may see it. So the good thing about our paper is that because it does not bleed through the back, you can't, unless you're going to try and like really, really look through it, you can't really see through it. Well, I guess I can reveal it. I just need to, I'm going to pull this out this way. And then we're going to cover that part up and slide this back. Bam. Now, I will say, I don't feel like there's a major with the Cricut shirts compared to others. I don't feel like there's a major like impression of anything on the shirt. I mean, I see a slight line right here, but nothing too bad. And I can press that, but I have to press it when you guys are on because then you'll see the name on there. And because I'm live, I was going to actually wait. I was going to pre-record this and then put it after they made their announcement, but I wanted to talk about these Cricut shirts. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just flip this over. And oh, y'all, don't do what I just did. It is a very good thing that I had a pressing pillow in here, because what none of y'all told me to do was to put a barrier sheet underneath it. So luckily, this did not get on my heat press because there is, did it get on there? No, it didn't. Because there was the pressing pillow, but normally do not ever do that. Put a protective sheet down before you do the back because the heat will still go through and you will get ink on your heat press. But, oh Lord, that was a close call. And it's because I have this thick foam in between it. But to be on the safe side, don't do it. Always your platen if you have sub ink and then you're going to flip it. And see, none of y'all warned me before I did that. All right. Let's see. What's my density with this? -5. On the fast dry, it's on the fast dry, not paper. So I think it's like -5. It's like my normal with that, like -5. Thank you, Charmaine. How are you doing, my love? All right, any other questions for me before I hop off of here and go watch TV with the fam? Any other questions for me? Amazing results. This is all with our paper. Honestly speaking, sublimation paper, if you were on the beginning, you saw that this, I didn't have to put any type of, I didn't have to lint brush it. I didn't have to put any type of butcher paper on. 365, 30 seconds. You get amazing results. And like she said, she's like, the colors look so dark. 30 seconds. And this is what we got. And that might be sometimes too, like if you are over sublimating, you're pushing a lot. Like sub ink is just gas. So if you over sublimate and you push that gas through the back, through the shirt, even if you have a piece of butcher paper in there, once that ink is getting on there, you're taking that color out of the shirt because you're over sublimating. So we have to get into the practice of practicing on scrap fabrics and stuff like that to learn our heat presses so that we find out, with whatever paper we're using, what's going to be the optimal setting, like what's the right temp, what's the right time to get that ink to release, and then it's done. Because once you over sublimate, then yeah, your colors aren't going to pop as much. Fast dry and tacky paper are different. Fast dry is your regular standard paper. Tacky paper has a temporary tack. So yes, they are made very differently. But this one actually was done with tacky paper, and I didn't even realize it because I'll show you the difference in the two as far as like once they. So this one was done with the tacky paper. You see the difference in how they look? Like this is a yellow, this is more of a white. Like if I put it down here, you could probably tell the difference a little bit better. But this is the tacky, this is the fast dry. This curls more and it gets yellow like when you press it because of the adhesive. But my lighting in here is kind of crazy. There you go. Right there, you can see the difference. But yes, there is a difference in fast dry and tacky. Any other questions? You as well. You are welcome. Hey, Miss Johnson. Thank you. It's okay. It actually, I'm underwhelmed by it. Thank you. Hey, just say. All right, y'all. Well, that concludes our live video for this evening. Don't forget, if you would like to purchase our amazing products, visit our website, shop.hsink365.com. Again, that is shop.hsink365.com. We have 140 milliliter bottles, so it's going to get more bang for your buck. All orders before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time ship out the same day. This is where you can also find our classes. Guys, I'm telling you, if you have not enrolled in this yet, you need to get into it. This is the best course for designing and understanding Solo Studio that you will ever take. Okay? All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.